Hi. Hopefully, now I'm live. A little bit of technical issue this time. You know what? I was thinking, oh, I'm so organised. I'm getting to grips with this. No. Say a sentence to me 3 seconds before I have to go live. Completely. I have a brain melt. The app crashes. It was all going on. But hi. Welcome to Make a Monday. Like I said, I don't know how many of these I've done now, but a fair few. And I hope you've been enjoying them. And I hope you've managed to rejoin us after we had to kind of go away and come back. As this says, I'm Lottie Maria, I own Mama Makes, and I'm here to share with you today some cool crafty tips and tricks. And I do all my own visual mixing, so I'm really sorry if I'm looking down. I'm just going to take my name off. Everything is working. Yay! Please do say hi in the comments, and if you would like to purchase anything today, of course, it's 20% off with Maker Monday as the promo code for anything on the shop. Anything at all, even the stuff in the summer sale, which is a bit of a bargain, I would say. The promo code is there to remind you. I also have a new cool thing to show you before I get started with any crafty goodness. So I have put on the website, and I'm going to show you my website via my Switcher app, which is probably why it crashed earlier. Here you go. On the website, you will see a new tab right here at the top. It says Maker TV. If we click this, it will take you to a TV page where you can watch the live. You can also go on the playlist and watch past Maker Mondays. So hopefully that is all working, but that is great, all up and running, and you can watch me all day long if you would like. And then go shopping at the top because it is on our main mamamakestore.co.uk page. So that is Maker Monday. And I am now back on this screen here. Hopefully that worked. I'm impressed with that, and I'm glad nobody messaged me. How are we all? It is nearly 7:15, so it will be a quick one, as some of you may know if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook. It's my son's 10th birthday today, so I have survived a whole decade of being Mama, which without being Mama, this company wouldn't quite exist. Wouldn't be called Mama Makes, would it? I wonder what it would be called. Lottie's.
What would you have named it?
What would I have named it? I don't know. Suggestions in the comments. Crafty Footsteps says, hello, Lottie. Hi. Thank you for joining me. So yes, Maker TV is now on the website. If you would like to watch any past Maker Mondays, I will be adding those and getting to grips with how that works. If you have any questions in the comments, I always read all of the comments, but I am going to share with you some quick backgrounds before I go pick up my son from Cubs and we go have a birthday meal. So I'm just going to pop my laptop away, which is just frightened me because it's just gone black, but of course it's gone black, I've closed it. And I'm going to pop my overhead camera up here. So you can see what I've got to show you this week. I'm just adjusting this live so you can see, like, that cable is going to be in the way forever. There we go. Right then, let's get crafting. So, like I said, Maker Monday is your promo code. If you would like to purchase anything, let me put that back on the screen. That is me. Hi, that is what I wanted you to see. So, what we're going to do is, on a live in, it was in Crafting Together with All Brands last week, I got out the Ulti Rotate Makes. It's something I haven't used in a while, and it is a tool that we invented to be used with Lisa Horton's stamp platform. But I don't think, you know, as long as you've got an edge to put yourself up against and you kind of maybe have a look at the numbers either side, you could have a good go at making a background with this. Also, apologies, I did lose a nail earlier, you are correct. So what I'm going to do is use this to create a really cool background, and I've noticed that my camera is quite soft, so please excuse me while I clean the camera, which I should have done earlier. Bit better, that'll be fine. Does that look okay? And I'm going to come down a little bit as well, so if I come back in vision it will be over my face, but I just want you to see what we've got. There we go. So what we're going to do first is tape down our cardstock. Now, it doesn't matter how big your cardstock is. If you do scrapbooking, perfect because you've got a bigger space. You don't have to kind of use, like with the Rotate Mate, you would use a certain size, right? You would use 5" or 4" if you've tuned into my Maker Mondays before. But with this, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to try and get that kind of in the middle there and pop it down with some washi tape. Now the Ulti Rotate Mate is to be used with the Ultimate, and the Ultimate has no magnets and is not magnetic because she was quite mindful of people with pacemakers and that kind of thing. So she didn't want to make it magnetic. That's the other one. The Ultimate one has magnets and is a stamping platform. So this one, if you have a look now, that's pretty central. I'll take that. What we're going to do now is kind of decorate this platform as we would want a background. So I've got some of our stamps here, and these are our stamps to go with the Rotate Mate, but also work perfectly with the Ulti Rotate Mate. We've got quite a collection now. Look at all these, and I've got them all. So we've got birthday bits, if you want a birthday background. We've got Christmas bits, which is our first Christmas set. We've got beautiful... Oh, that's just hit me in the face. I don't know what is this called? Floral arrangement.
Oh.
Don't know why. You know what? I had another idea for another set called Beautiful Botanicals, I think it was, or something like that. Anyway, that doesn't exist yet. So this is floral arrangement. God, I'm having such a brain melt. This is the new one, Christmas Wreath Builder, which has been really popular. And then, of course, Celestial bits, if you're loving your Celestial tarot cards, and space-themed kind of stars and moons and that kind of thing. Beautiful. Now, I will say that these stamp sets are all mixed up because we did a workshop at Stationery Fest and I still haven't sorted out the stamps. So you'll have to excuse the kind of mess here. But I'm just going to get them all out like this. They just exploded all over me. And choose bits and pieces, and I'll try my best to remember where they're from. So I'm going to go with... Hello?
I was going to say, they're literally looking from here. They're all like rainbow colours, aren't they?
Not rainbow colours, but falling off the sheet and not on the right sheet and not together. So I'm going to go for a spacey theme because I'm seeing lots of stars here. What we're going to do is... How I'm going to do it this time is I'm going to fill a quadrant. So if you have a look and split this into 4, this here is one, what I would say was a quadrant. So we're going to decorate this with our stamps. So I've got this stamp coming up here. And I've got these lines in mind, so I'm not going to go over these lines. Next I've got these stars here that will nestle in quite nicely there. Then I've got this little swoosh of stars right here. And then I'm going to go with this one, kind of, ooh, dropping them now around here. And then I've got a little gap up here for, what do I have that's spacey? Maybe this star. I think actually this star is from the Christmas bits, but a star all the same. Mix up your stars. And then I've got a little moon here that I could use. Does that fit there? Kind of. Do I get mates rates on a Maker's Mate? You know what, Gary? So Gary is a wonderful friend of mine and a director by trade, and I wish he was here 10 minutes ago when all of my cameras went down and my app crashed and I had to vision mix myself. So how about you turn up for working for me? Then you'll get staff discount on a Maker's Mate. So I've kind of filled my quadrant here. And I'm going to ink up. I'm using VersaFine as always. Let's see, I've got a black, which would be quite fitting for this. And I've got a majestic blue as well. So, great. We're going to ink these up. I don't know if this majestic blue is very juicy. I picked this up before. I'm sure there was another one. Here we go, Deep Lagoon. So, I'm just going to ink up my stamps here. Use some black as well. So we've got a good mix. These stamps are so well loved from that workshop, I can't see that they're inked up or not, but I think we got them all. There we go. So now what we're going to do is lift this off and flip it over and use it as a giant acrylic block, essentially. So I'm going to make sure my mat is butted up against the pegs, and we're going to slot this acrylic plate against those pegs, and then we're going to stamp down and press down on all of those elements to make sure that we are getting a good stamped impression. I noticed Gary didn't reply to that.
No, he did not reply.
And then lift off. And the wonderful thing is, if we're not happy, like these stars here are not quite right, we can go back down and we can stamp back down again, and it's going to be in the same place because of those pegs. So we're going to ink up again. I'm just going to, I don't think this black ink pad is very juicy. Let's try again there with the stars. Make sure this is to the edge, slot back on, and you'll see that slots on quite nicely over there. And we've got those stars nice and jet black. Great times. So again, pop our block down and do some more inking up here. Any questions, please do ask, apart from asking for discount. You get a discount with Maker Monday. Maker Monday 20 will get you a discount.
Is he trying to get like a discount and then be able to use Maker Monday 20 to get even more?
Scamming me.
He is, he's trying to scam you.
So we're going to twist this round once again. Slot it onto the pegs after we do a turn. So the peg system is on each side of the Ulti Rotate Mate. I'm going to give it a squash. Turn up. I'm worried you might spooky colour a bit. That would be bad. Behave yourself, please. This is a family show.
See, I was going to say something, I thought, better not. Let's not say that. This is, you know, family friendly.
Family friendly, yeah. Family, friendship, fun, all of that.
And then Garrett goes and says it for me.
And there you go. So, again, inking up my stamps. I'm going to ink up with blue and then add some black over the top so I know they're all inked up.
Yeah, I got a question for you.
Go on.
How quickly does that ink dry? It seems to dry like instantly because you're
Pretty
putting
much.
the acrylic back on and it doesn't smudge.
Yeah, it's pretty quick drying and it's very hot in here. So, twisting round, we've been there, so we're twisting round again and flipping over and popping it into the slot right here. And this is going to create that kind of mandala-y background, which is really cool and really easy too. And I'm just going to go on that star again. With the Ultimate 2 that I'm using, it has a bit of a bouncy middle because of the way it's built. It has a scoreboard on the back, right? So you have to put quite a lot of pressure on if you can. So I'm just going to slot that back on there. And now we've got a much better star. And then a final time. Inking up our stamps.
Guess you could put something underneath it to
could
support the middle,
absolutely,
couldn't you?
yeah. So blue, 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 and then a final time. Ooh, just put my finger in that. Slotting onto the pegs, making sure our mat is against here, and just pressing down there. Ooh, I moved that, didn't I? What am I doing? You know what? Fair. This might be a bit jolty because I just slipped. But that's fine. Having a hell of a day, aren't I? And there we go. A really cool background for you to mat and layer. Maybe put something in the middle. Maybe heat emboss a hello over the top here. Might slip in that hello. What do you reckon? Let's take these off. So, of course, because it's made of acrylic and you're using it essentially as a giant acrylic block, we're going to peel these off here. Give them a wipe first, but my baby wipes are dry because it's too hot in this room and they all dried up, I found out yesterday. There we go. So now if we grab our hello, and I'm going to do this with our Maker's Mate. Maker's Mate, if you haven't seen it before, just trying to find the actual word.
Guessing Gary has, as he wants a discount.
He does, clearly. Clearly he's looking for more mates. Maker's Mate is our 3D printed acrylic tool. It is an award-winning tool, thanks to Stephanie Waitman, who gave it an award in the Craft Awards one year. Acrylic on the bottom, so it can be used as a stamper. Can also be used to hold down your stencils without you putting your inky fingerprints in there, and also as a stand if you want to use it as a paint palette for your inks. But we're going to use it as a much loved, look how dirty that is, much loved stamper. So I'm going to ink it up in my blue, I think, but you could heat emboss, beautiful, especially with that space theme. And if you're looking for embossing powders, we have our own with Wow Embossing. If you look for Mama Makes Wow Embossing powders on the website, you should find those. So I'm going to put my hello here, give it a good press down. I've got a nice hello in the middle. So there is my first background using the Ulti Rotate Mate. And you can see there a nice starry background made really easily. I mean, imagine if you did that without a huge acrylic block, you'd just be doing them one by one. They would be evenly spaced. You wouldn't get that mandala-y swoosh all the way around. Nightmare. But made easy with the Ulti Rotate Mate.
You could really do like some nice, I was thinking like a spiral. Like where
you could. So this is one I made on Instagram Live. Oh, I think this was Rotate Mate actually. I'm not sure. I think it was this one actually, sorry. This is the one I made with the Ulti Rotate Mate on the Crafting Together with All Brands. So make sure you join that group if you would like to see that demonstration. That's with the cloud stencil as well, which I'll show you in a minute. Yeah, a really cool top. I liked that one. And this is one I made with the Rotate Mate, which I'll make similarly in a minute, but really love these space themed cards. Great. I Love You to the Moon and Back is a great anniversary card, Valentine's, maybe even birthday card. But you could also have like thank you in the middle of that for a teacher card, maybe a bit late now. But yeah, a really nice way of creating a background. So that is the Ultimate from Lisa Horton. That's now going away, and we're now bringing in another stamping platform, which is the Hampton Art one, and this has our Rotate Mate in it. Very similarly, we're going to go round and round and create a nice background. And if you haven't seen the Rotate Mate before, this is the Rotate Mate, and this is the circle attachment, which I'll get to. Sorry. This is the circle attachment, which I'll get to when I've done a little bit. Crafty Footsteps says, looks fab, I'm impressed, thank you very much. I don't think I've seen that name before.
No.
Thank you for joining us. So, we've got our stamping platform, and this is the Rotate Mate. Pretty much a hero product here at Mama Makes now. It is made of acrylic, and it has a matting and layering guide. I don't know if you can see, bear with. It has a matting and layering guide there. So you can slip your card underneath, draw a line and know where to cut for your perfect mats and layers. However, its main use is to be used as kind of a wreath builder, but also a cool background builder like the one that we've just done. So because I have two parts to the Rotate Mate, there is a 4-inch attachment, and this is if you are using a 4-inch piece of card, 4-inch square. But the main one is a 5-inch square, which is what I have here. And what we're going to do is butt up this acrylic piece against your stamping platform, and this will work with any stamping platform on the market. I have not found one yet that it won't work with. And butt your card up against the acrylic, which is really nice. I know a lot of people have brought out similar with Mylar, and it kind of slips under. Not ideal. This is a really nice thick acrylic and a real tool staple for your craft room. Alison says she's still got 4 days. Yeah, Charlie breaks up school on Wednesday and Harvey finishes next Monday. So, yeah. Right then. Let me find... Do we want star stamps again? I did like the stars.
Stars were nice.
And I think they make a good swoosh. So what we're going to do is, if you imagine the rotate mate as a clock, we are going to put our first stamp at 6 o'clock. Now, my husband Steven is here. He invented this product, well, the acrylic hour version of this design. Before I continue, do I have this stamp in the right place?
What are you trying to do? You're trying to make a background?
I'm trying to use the rotate mate.
Yeah, you got it in the right place.
Yeah, because there is a right and wrong place to put stamps. It is an art. I haven't worked it out yet. I'm very bad at maths. You might be a lot better at me than geometry and all of that jazz. So if this isn't join up, I apologise. But for verification, I have asked Esteban and he said yes. What's the trick?
So it all comes down to how close you put it to the centre. So the closer you move it to the centre, the less rotations you can do. The further away you do it from the centre, the more like rotations you can do. Always never do 3 skips. So never skip 3.
Always even skips.
Yeah, because if
2,
you
4,
skip
6.
3, it'll have a big gap at the end.
There you go. There's your tips from the guy that made it. So this has already got blue ink on, which is why I just made a face. But we'll be fine. So what we're going to do is close the lid and pick up our stamp and ink up our stamp onto here. I'm going to do what I did before with the blue and then a little bit of black on the edge. And then we're going to close our stamping platform and stamp down into that place. And then open it up and we've got our first stamp. And that is how traditionally you would use a stamping platform. But with our tool, what you're able to do is take off your magnets and move the cardstock into the next notch along. And if you're looking for instructions for the rotate mate, there are some now here, which I have made because so many people requested an instruction leaflet, and I'm going to upload this as a downloadable PDF on the rotate mate part of the website. So if you go to buy the rotate mate, you will see in the product description, download your instructions, and you can click and download and print this for your craft desk. Steban, please remind me to do that. That is not currently a thing, but will be when I remember to do it. If you want it now, email me and I'll send you after the show. But yes, really important that people had instructions, so we got that sorted. Now, if I go to close this lid, you will see that this is going to overlap because the stamp is too large for just one rotation. Now, you've heard Steban say we're not allowed to do 3 rotations, so let's see how many we have to do in order to make sure that this doesn't overlap. So I'm moving into the next notch, going over like this, and that is going to overlap slightly. Now it might make a nice flower shape overlapping like that. Now I'm not allowed 3, so I have to have 4?
Yeah, you have to go 4, yeah.
Okay, so that would be 3 and that would be 4. Put your magnets down again, and if we just close the lid but not press down, you'll see that that will make a nice gap for me to nestle something else in later into that gap. So what we're going to do is ink up our stamp once again.
Another thing as well that you can do, so depending on the stamp set, so for instance this has got a bit of a curve to it.
Yeah.
So if you twist it on the spot, so it's more of an angle, what happens is they will nestle into it. So this bit would nestle into that bit.
Crazy, but I'm sure everybody at home understood. So
Maybe one day
taking our magnets
I'll
up,
do another demo
I think
myself.
you should demo this more than me because I just, yeah. 1, 2, 3 and 4, we're back in this corner again.
I think we should do you remember that girl at the planner event that was done?
There was a girl, I imagine you're talking about the 5-year-old girl that used the rotate mate far better than me.
She was amazing.
She was amazing, and she went away, came back, and then taught her mum how to use the rotate mate. So yeah, I can't remember her name now, but it is on the Facebook group. There's a picture of her on my Facebook page, the Mum Makes Facebook page, of her creation, and it was great. So, there is my 3rd stamp, and then again, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way around and pop our magnets down again, butting everything up into the corners. Alison knows what you need to see.
Alison's got my back.
I'm too hot and I've had a long day with my son Harvey to process new instructions today. So pressing down this for a 4th time, and then we have our complete even circle, which is really cool. Love that kind of swooshiness going round and round and round. So we're going to fill in the gap now with another one of our stars. So I'm going to take this stamp off and pop it down here. And where's the little ones? Everything is mixed up. Sad face. This is really squeaky, isn't it? Didn't realise.
Oh, I can't hear it.
Oh,
Yeah, now I can hear it then.
Really squeaky.
Yeah.
So I've got this set of 3 stars here. I think I'm going to do that in here. Am I allowed?
Yeah, that would work.
Amazing. So, slotting that in, popping our lid down, and we're going to stamp these in blue. Popping our lid down once again, squashing down. And then, when I move my magnets and I move here again, so we're going to slot it into here. And I'm just going to double check it's going to slot into there perfectly. So, ink it up with the blue once again. Any of the ink pads, by the way, this is Deep Lagoon. It is available on the website. All the VersaFine ink pads are in this cube shape. Wow, there's a noisy car outside. And this particular stamp set is called Celestial Bits. You can buy a bundle, which is the Rotate Mate with the stamp set, where you save a little bit of money, or you can buy just the stamp sets on their own. Maybe you're collecting them. I know there was a lady this weekend that said, oh, do you have any Christmas stamps for the Rotate Mate? I said, oh yeah, we have 2 now, and she bought them both. So thank you for that. Your support is really appreciated. So, butting our acrylic up and butting our paper up, and if we just pop this down, we can see that's going to nestle in nicely again. Inking up our stars once again and stamping down. And then a final time. What do you reckon, Seven? Are you impressed?
I am. See, I think it's nice to create a bit of a gap in between them, so then you can add extra.
Nestle other things. Whoa! Throwing ink pad lids.
This is the first stamp set that you use. That's the one that people were using at the planner event, and they were making some stunning designs.
Really cool stuff. So next, I'm going to use this twinkly one, I think, and I'm going to nestle it here. Am I allowed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll go nicely.
So, I say am I allowed because it's not all of my responsibility that if it goes wrong. So just inking this up in the black this time. These would look great heat embossed as well, for sure.
So you should be able to see where that one's going to go next. If you look at where the...
Yeah, hopefully, like here.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
So, moving this around here. What do we think, guys? Are we liking this design? Definitely tell me in the comments.
I like the stars.
I do like the stars. There we go. So rotating it round again, all 4 spaces into here. So. Stamping this down here. And then all the way around again. Oh, just to mention, while I remember, because it's just come to my head, I am on Hobby Maker on Sunday. I'm doing a show at, I believe, I put it on my story, so do double check, 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So we'll be going up to Redditch to do our 2 Hobby Maker shows. I'm so glad I've got 2. I never get 2 shows, so I was super chuffed. Yeah, and we're going to do one of the tool shows and the other one stamping. So yeah, I might do something like this. This is good prep. Andrea said they are lovely stamps. Thank you so much. Yay!
Crafty Footsteps has said yes, but I don't know what the yes
I
was
think
to.
that's to Are You Loving This? Well, I hope so anyway. I'm going to take that.
You will take it as, yeah, that's a...
I'm going to take that as Are You Loving This? So, we've got our stars, and I'm going to fill in this gap with this. I'm getting carried away now with this butterfly, I think. And nestle that in between here. Like so. Kind of in the middle of these.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
We've got a bow.
I was going to say, I just noticed
Where's
another...
that come from? Let's ink this up and we'll do the blue because we've got it in between the black bits. So you can be really creative. Like, I don't prep make a Monday at all. We just have a play together. So I'm just having a lovely play. It's great.
I quite like this building it up, stage by stage. It's quite nice.
So then skipping 4 again into the next corner. And it's not necessarily a wreath either. Like, we've got a wreath in the middle, but now we're just building up a background, which is what I had planned. I love this butterfly. It's got like really detailed botanically leaves in it. Really cool. And this is again from Celestial Bits.
The nice thing is as well, because the way you're stamping it around in skipping 4, you could do the whole bottom section now, fill it in with lots of little stamps in one go.
We're going to fill it up. It's going to be great, hopefully. But yeah, do more than one stamp at a time if you wish.
I'm having to watch ahead because I want to see how it's turning out.
I was going to say, Steven is leant really forward. I was like, are you on the edge of your seat? Like, what's happening here?
Well, there's quite a bit of a delay on the live, you see. Oh, and Crafty Footsteps said, yes, it was.
Ah, there you go. So it was. So we've got our butterflies now. I feel like I need to keep going, but then I don't want to mess it up. You ever get that feeling where you're like, am I done? Do I mess it up? Am I going to mess it up? Oh my God.
I think you could have something just like in these sort of gaps.
In the corners?
Yeah.
Like this?
No, like in these little bits here. Just next
Here?
to... Yeah. Why not?
Like a big star. So just position your stamp. Press it down. Let's go for a grey this time to be a little bit different. There we go. And then skipping 4.
I imagine this can also be quite therapeutic. You know, like
It is
building
very
it up.
mindful.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Going there. Skipping 4 once again.
Yeah, I think this is my favourite so far.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Onto there. And then skipping 4 again. Woo! Doesn't matter if that happens, just pop it all back into the corner. Like so. Making sure it's buttered up properly. Just double check you're okay. We're all good. Inking that up. And popping that down there. What do we think? I think we're all good with that. I think it just needs a really nice sentiment in the middle.
Lovely.
And we are good. So, taking this star off here. Let's go for Love You to the Moon and Back. Love that. This is from, again, Celestial Bits. It's going to fit in really beautifully there. Like so. Our stamps don't go yellow. This has been horrifically mashed with a orange ink pad by someone at a workshop. So don't worry about
Oh wow,
that.
yeah, you can really...
Yeah.
I remember seeing this girl literally like smashing the ink pad on the stamp, like really coating
Yeah,
the
they
entire thing.
really
It was
like...
And I was like saying, it's like, oh, you don't need to do that. You can just, just put a little bit on. But man.
Crafty Footsteps is really pretty. I would put an image in the middle for sure, definitely, like any kind of girl looking into the clouds and things like that. Absolutely. So we've got our super pretty kind of mandala-y, swooshy, wonderful background. And what I'm going to do is gently add some clouds, just because this is quite a stark white. And what I'm going to do is use our cloud stencil to add those clouds in. One of my favourite stencils we've done so far with these cloudy edges, and each edge is different. So I'll just show you, each edge is absolutely different, and you've got stars in the middle as well if you want to add those. It could be die cut. Yeah, it could be a die cut actually, like maybe a silhouette kind of in black card would be great. Oh, I'm loving your ideas, Crafty Footsteps, like that. So I'm going to use one of our Harmony tools. These are our 3D printed tools. I always want to say 3D blended tools.
No,
it's a blending
it's a blending tool.
But it's just 3D printed tools that blends ink with the domed foam on the end. You could also swap out the domed foam for an acrylic block or your alcohol pads as well, which I might do sometime. I need to dig out the alcohol pads and my alcohol ink and do some backgrounds with alcohol to show you, because I think when I say that, people are like, what? What's alcohol ink? So when we're blending, we need a blendable ink. So I'm going to move on from VersaFine and get out my Uncharted Mariner, which is a distress oxide. We sell a few of the distress oxides on the website, and if there are any that you can't spot, please do shout and I will have a look to see if my supplier has it. So what I'm doing is blending into my pad just a few dots, and then I want it really, really light. So I'm just going on my glass mat and taking that ink off. And then what I'm going to do is, in the corner here, go onto the mylar of the stencil and swipe upwards really gently, because I don't want too much colour to distract from that beautiful design. And you'll see there it just adds a little bit of colour and texture. And then I'm going to move up a little bit here and then swipe up once again. Just gentle strokes from the mylar up, over and over again to create that look. And then I'm going to maybe go here. And I'm not reloading, I'm not going really heavy, I'm going really, really super light, just to add a bit of colour, like so. And then across here as well, let's just switch it up so it's a different one. And swipe up here, like so. And then I think just one more corner bit there, like so. And then we've got that dreamy kind of cloudy landscape. Let me go closer so you can see that there. So that's, I think, all I'm going to do. I don't want to ruin it. That's a really cool way of using the Rotate Mate to create a background, and obviously the stencil as well. I am just going to flip this round, and as you can see, my camera's completely in the way, so let's move this over here. That's all the demonstrations for today. I hope you've enjoyed those too, using the Ulti Rotate Mate and using the Rotate Mate. We use the Maker's Mate. There's a lot of mates tonight. And we use the stencils as well. The stamp set that I used was Celestial Bits, so that's the one you need to look for when you go on the website. Maker Monday 20 will get you 20% off anything on the store, even the stuff in the summer sale. And I know the Rotate Mate is currently half price. So if you love the Rotate Mate and you want to grab it at bargain price, now is your time, because that sale ends on Friday. I hope you enjoyed all the demonstrations. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm now going to pick up my son and take him for his birthday meal. He's 10 today, so crazy that I've kept a child alive for a decade. I will see you next Monday at 7 PM. And if there is anything you want to see, please do let me know in the comments. Give us a message, give us an email, and let us know, because I kind of make it up. But the next time I will see you will be on Hobby Maker, 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock, live from Redditch with some lovely presenters over at Hobby Maker. Hopefully Dave Bradford, because I really want to work with him again. I haven't worked with him for years. So yeah, I will see you at 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock on Sunday over on Hobby Maker. But you'll see all the details come up on the social media, so make sure you follow us on Instagram and on Facebook, and of course subscribe to us on YouTube.